Okay, I'm just plugging in this iPhone here. Hey, one of the other things, David, if you could show John is, remember how you showed me the food costing and how it, you put in like for a burger, you have like bun, cheese,
order fill,
patty, all the components type deal. Yep. You could show him all that at some point too. Yeah, for sure. So, John, this is an example of the order head for one of our current customers.
Okay.
You can see this is in the Sally Salad logo here at the top. We've customized this. And you'll see at the bottom here we have the order head.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So, oops. So when we place order, this is where it's going to show where you guys are located.
Gotcha. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then when you click order now, this is going to load, basically the menu. They have an option for catering too here at the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
It's all fully customized to your order.
So in other words, if
you can limit it to maybe you only want the premium options showing up on the order head. Maybe you don't want the cheap options. I don't know, but it's fully customizable.
But yeah, if there was kind of a smaller menu that we wanted to test out, then we could always add things later on or add like a different division showing on this thing. That'd be pretty simple to do.
Yep, fully customizable.
Gotcha.
So if I want to go into like a coffee, we have all the descriptions here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good.
Click on a cappuccino. Depending on what kind of force modifiers you'll have here. So some of them are required, and some of them would be like special requests. At the bottom here, you can change the quantity. So if you had 5 people, you can customize that.
Okay.
And the price per modifier is customizable as well.
Perfect.
You can show it or you can hide it.
Okay. Perfect.
Just like on Starbucks. We're able to go in there and say, okay, someone can order a burger, no cheese, extra bacon, and they want it on gluten-free bread. We can do all that.
And if they wanted to have more than one meat?
Add bacon, cheese, whatever you want.
So is it possible for them to be able to have more than one meat? Because I've noticed that that's an issue with some menu ordering systems. If they wanted turkey and they wanted ham, for example, they'd be able to do that pretty easily.
Yeah, you just need to customize the modifier.
Okay, excellent. Okay. All looks fine. I'm good to go as far as the ordering part goes. I do have one question for later on that I'll save. Might be for an extra meeting, but looks good from here.
Yeah, you can also, if you've already placed an order, maybe you have some repeat customers that, order the same lunch every time. When you click on the repeated order, that'll just have, basically, like the name suggests, you can repeat the order that you ordered last time.
Perfect.
So, I got a question. You said the customer would be able to see where we're at. Is that, some kind of GPS thing, or is that, us going in there and saying, okay, this week we're going to be at all of these locations at these times, or how does that work? Yeah, you just hop into the back end, and you can customize the location wherever you guys are. So you just need to update the address. Okay.
Okay, excellent.
I guess one of my questions then is what are going to be the advantages as far as when you guys roll out this new partnership for online ordering? Is it just going to be more features or it won't be more new features. Basically what it'll do is it's just going to let's say this is your food truck, right?
And right now, if you go, you're going to have loyalty through Touch Bistro. So orders are going to be able to go into the system from this avenue. When we roll out the online ordering, you'll be able to tap into, Foodora and Uber Eats and, Ritual. So basically, you'll have access to, you're going to allow other customers to potentially find your food truck and then send orders into the system if you'd like.
Okay. So that you just capture more customers through different platforms rather than they have to be a loyalty customer of ours.
Yeah, exactly. And it allows the real advantage to third-party online ordering applications. It's really for discovery and marketing.
Oh, that sounds good to me. I think John and I need to talk to Tyann together. And then I think just getting an updated hardware quote from you,
Yep.
We kind of know what our needs are,
Right. And I do have a question as far as the design and layout goes, but I'm not sure if it needs to be for another meeting. That's absolutely fine. It's more of a kind of a more customized aspect. Because one thing I want to make sure that we have is plenty of instruction, because what we're trying to do for our customers is a bit new. It's kind of a bit innovative, because not all of them really may understand necessarily if they're, whether they have a face-to-face with someone for the first time or look on the app exactly how to take advantage of all the options we're giving them. And one of the programs that we're launching out has a concept that's very similar to Birchbox, where they can not only where they can have a little bit more customizable time. And so on Birchbox, they give instructions, right? They do like a how it works type of section. I'm just wondering if there would be a way, if we needed to, let's say they click on one of the sections, where we could maybe provide like a little bit of a how it works type of thing if we need to give any, text instruction to make sure they knew what certain things could or couldn't do or didn't feel lost.
Yeah, for sure. So really that just touches on the marketing material that we're going to roll out for you gentlemen. So what would happen is, let's say someone goes up to the food truck and they order regularly. You can staple a little business card or a little piece of paper that we would make for you. You can put instructions on that. You can customize it. You can put links to your Facebook, Twitter, whatever you'd like. If you want to put instructions, you can most certainly do that.
But you can put it on the introduction on the app is also kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent.
And the other option too, guys, is that besides doing all that, we could film a tutorial video on how to do this. And I think having that on our Facebook and on our website and showing okay, let me show you how the ordering locally works, or however you want to call it,
Yep.
And that way it's if someone's I've never done this before, I've never ordered anything online food-wise, it's well, go to our website, we got this great 3-minute video that shows you how to do it. Then on our marketing, we can even then plug, you can obviously go up to the food truck and order food. You can also order food through our app. As soon as we get the Uber Eats thing, you can also order through Uber Eats. It's and that's what is going to separate our business from any other food truck in Montana. Because no one is doing this shit. So,
Very well said, bud. Very well said.
Yeah, guys, I think point of sale, we're all doing the same thing. I'm not going to try to beat around the bush. They're all going to be fairly similar. The loyalty aspect that we have is a huge differentiator for us, and our laser focus on the restaurant industry is also really important. Food trucks all the way up to brick and mortar and everything in between. So, I think we're a great fit. I guess the last thing I'll show is just some of the food costing. I think we're good on the loyalty, right?
Put on your watch. Yes. The trading. Copper. It's getting really close.
So just bear with me while I switch over from an iPhone to iPad. So I'm just going to show you the food costing and how you can build out theoretical food costs down to the ingredient level, and then I think we'll be able to wrap up.
Sounds great.
Okay, so there's two ways to do food costing on Touch Bistro. If I go into my menu item here, I like drinking. Let's go into a mixed drink. So
I think we all like drinking. Yes.
So if we go into, a can of cola, really easy for you to figure out what your costing is on that item, right? You get a case of Coke, you divide it by however many are in the case, you got your cost per unit. Very, very simple. But for menu items and ingredients, it's not so simple. If I go into this mixed drink, I'll go into Mojito here, you can see that I've selected the recipe cost. And when I go into my recipe, this is where you can build out theoretical food costs based on the ingredient.
Nice.
So in this case, we have teaspoons of sugar, 3 ounces of water, 1 mint, 2 ounces of lime juice, and 2 ounces of rum. All fully customizable. If you're doing like a hamburger, you can do, 2 buns, and then you can actually cost that out, and then we'll pull from your inventory here.
Then we can get like a monthly report of, okay, so your sales were $20,000, your food cost rejected X amount of that, and then here's like weights and quantities of like how much raw goods should have been purchased compared to, we can look at that compared to our QuickBooks and say, okay, well, Touch Bistro says that we should have spent $10,000 on food, and we really spent $12,000 on food. We got either $2,000 in inventory or $2,000 in shrinkage.
Order filled.
Yep, exactly. So here you can see we have our, the gross margin, and this will take into consideration your sales minus your voids and discounts to give you your net sales. We'll take into consideration your food costs and your labor to give you your margin. If you want to look into like food consumption reports, pop into this report, and this will basically show you that. So we can see, our starting stock, our ending stock. We can see daily consumption, what the waste is, and the waste costs, and this is going to give you all those metrics here.
Can you enter in like, let's say today I had to throw away 5 pounds of ground beef because it went bad. Can you enter that in there to mark it as spoilage?
Yeah, that would be like a void reason. You could have spoilage. Yep. So that's pretty much it, gentlemen. What I can do is I can definitely build out a quote.
Yes.
The majority of are we thinking 2 licenses, or are we thinking just 1? Because that is going to really swing things.
What's
You need 2 licenses for 2 terminals.
Yeah. And then you.
so the mobile counts as 1 terminal? Is that right?
Yeah, like the mobile unit and a stationary unit, they're exactly the same. They do all the same things. The only difference is, typically for a mobile unit, you'd have an iPad mini. Right.
Gotcha. So we would need
we're running out of time, so I'm just going to quickly do this together, and we'll go over it.
Okay. So what I would need, and then I got to go into this meeting, is we would need that quote. I would also want a list of, a short list of customers that you guys have built the white label app for, so you can download their apps and play around with them a little bit. And then some other food trucks we could call and say like, hey, how do you guys like using Touch Bistro? Have you ran into any issues? Stuff like that. Just so that we can kind of see. I mean, one concern I have is like all of this freaking equipment that we're gonna put in the truck. You know, we're gonna have to talk to some of the guys we have here in Bozeman to like MacGyver some kind of thing to put all this gear into. Because the truck's moving around, we got gravel roads, we got all kinds of stuff. The last thing I want to do is break an airport extreme, and then now the whole system is nuked. You know, you can't do anything. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I think the best way, if I was going to set this up, how I would have it is, you know, when I'm traveling, the Airport Extreme, the Mac Mini will get disconnected, and it will get put into some type of box that's padded, and the same with the iPads. Once you stop and you set up shop, you pop those guys out, plug everything in, and you start the system.
It's like a military operation, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay, so we have our pricing sheet here. I'm just going to double check. So one printer. So this is pretty much what we were looking at. One Airport Extreme router. Let's just say we supply the iPads. We don't need to. I know you already have one. You probably want to add a mini. We have one thermal printer. Airport Extreme.
But we need another iPad to run that people ordering mobily or whatever.
Yeah. So I'll add that in. So you're probably looking at about $2,000 in hardware. And then the app is $189 a month. Plus so out the door, you're looking at around $3,000, roughly, right?
Okay.
And your monthly licensing fee is going to be $318 a month. Okay. I'm not sure what that would be like a day, but 318 divided by 30, it's about $10 a day, depending on how many hours you're open. That's pretty much what your operating expense will be. If you have a good accountant, you can just write that off as a business expense every month and every year.
So that's including the initial $69 a month that I had heard before. That was the monthly. So I guess
so the 69 actually turns into 129 when you go into 2 stations.
So explain to me the 318 monthly license thing then again.
Yeah, so it's $129 for the actual iPad point of sale, and then it's $189 a month for the app.
Gotcha. So that's okay. So for the face-to-face and for the mobile, it is $318 combined for the monthly. Gotcha.
Yep, $189 plus $129.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta go on to my meeting. Johnny, you can just finish it up. And David, it's good to talk to you, man. Thank you for everything.
You're gonna be calling me in for that meeting, right? Because isn't that with Ren Company?
No, this is the Ted Turner Ranch.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind. All right, thanks, bud.
Okay, gentlemen. Thanks so much, Brian. Can you do you want to shoot me over John's information, and I can just CC him on the rest of the, whatever information we need to exchange, and I'll also loop in Kai in so you gentlemen can have that conversation with Jim.
Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, gentlemen. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
John Copper.
Yeah, I had you go in too early.
My ribs.
Got faked out by the wick.
My ribs hurt.